Hey,
Welcome
where's
back
Kim?
to the Just Us Show. Um, don't know where KB went, but the Just Us Show with King Jacob and yours truly, Queen Unique. We're back in the building for another controversial topic, part two. Why does the church turn their back on openly gay people?
There you go. All
Hey,
right,
there go
all right.
KB.
All right.
So, so welcome back. So, before we get started, we're gonna go ahead to do a disclaimer, and then we're gonna introduce the guest once again and get you familiarized. But I'm pretty sure he needs no introduction. But we will do that just because there's protocol. So, Queen, can you go ahead and do a disclaimer, please?
Sure can. Hey, y'all. So we are back, and y'all already know what it is. Grab your water, your wine. Saints, pray for us. Y'all might not want to be in here. Put the kids to bed. We're going to give y'all something to do. This is not a part of the Unique Blessings nonprofit organization. This is just us. We are free to be us tonight, and we are going to bring it raw, ready, and right. So, again, if you is sensitive, you know you gotta do some Jesus work. You need to log off right now because you are not safe here tonight. All right, back to you, King.
All right. So we're back with another splendid Saturday night with special guest KB Amazing. Mr. Kenneth
Is he
Brown.
not even a special guest? I don't even want to
Businessman.
call him a guest anymore. I don't want to call him a guest no more. We are spiritually married. That is another disclaimer tonight.
Man,
I said I do to Kenneth. This is my spiritual forever brother, king. Everything he came in, just like he wasn't even a thief in the night. I gave myself into him spiritually. This is a family member of ours. We just kind of came and took all of this goodness, and he is a family member of ours tonight. We're not calling him a guest anymore. He was a guest the first time. The second time
well,
it's
Yeah.
gonna be right. So
well,
he family.
so
He family.
for he is friendly, but for those who ain't catch the first episode, we still gotta
They
get them
missed it.
familiarized with who he is. So
They
you know,
missed it.
so we still gotta do justice to do what we do, to get them
Okay.
familiarized. So can't be
Okay.
amazing, in the building. So with this controversial topic, we did part one of the episode of why the church turned their back on openly gay people. So
All
now
right, we
we
gotta
back
let him
for the
introduce
second
himself.
edition, part two.
We gotta let him introduce himself, King, cause I did just like I just took him and we got married and don't nobody even know they was invited and it just happened. So we gotta let him. We gotta
Absolutely.
let. We gotta share him with the world. All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna behave tonight. I wasn't on
You're
here
gonna be
last week,
like,
right? So that means I was getting some
yeah.
energy. I'm ready to start some trouble. We got a minister on here. He gonna pray for us. So we cover around here. So King KB, can you introduce yourself for the
I
audience so
will.
they
I
can know who
will.
you are?
All, all hail to the queen. All hail to the king. Thank you so much. Yes, we did say I do. We said spiritually I
Yes.
do. She said, "Will you marry me spiritually?" I said, "Yes, I will. Let's do it. I'm done. Let's go. We get it." And she gave me this big virtual hug, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe." But But I'm Kenneth Brown, and everybody calls me KB. And
Mhm.
what we're going to be talking about tonight is no reflection, again, based on a disclaimer of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church or Phi Beta Sigma or any of the civic organizations I am attached to, simply because we're just going to be ourselves. And I'm a multi-entrepreneur. Um, I have been a part of the CME Church all my life, and I have been growing in ministry at this time and basically in the ministerial staff with my church, and involved heavily in community service as well as advocacies. And as my colleagues will tell you, anti everything that's dealing with a human being, anti anything doing with a human being on the terms of being bullied, being sex trafficked, and being, of course, abused in any form. The Queen and the King will tell you that I'm very much in that, and I want to make sure that everybody's okay. So that's basically just an introduction to me. I'm glad to be a part of this platform. We're going to talk many, many times about that, and we're just going to bring it real. So let's get started with this, man. Let's talk. I'm ready. I'm hyped. Let's go. Let's get it.
Thank you.
All right. Back at you. So we appreciate that introduction. Warm welcome. And you inviting, the audience to your circumference zone. So we definitely appreciate that so they can get familiarized with who the king is. So back with this controversial topic part 2.
Mhm.
Why do the church turn their back on openly gay people? Part 2 now, the second edition, the mental health edition, the mental health edition. And so when my thing is, it's so many forms of mental health, man. So, you got the mental, but we also have to put in the spiritual abuse, the emotional abuse, and the congregational abuse. Let me back up and say that again. Did I
say that one more time?
Congregational abuse?
Well,
Did I say congregational abuse?
Well,
Whoa. So
it's called church hurt.
Man, so with me being connected with so many different people and from the aspect, so Queen Unique, so when a person is openly coming out and telling their family members, their friends, the church congregation, the community family, people they grow up with, what is that procedure like to that person, and how do you think a person receives it that had no idea? And how do they receive it and move forward?
Okay. Queen, I'm gonna let you jump in there for just a second because it has a lot to do with our spiritual connection. And then I'm gonna jump in on that end, where you're at it, because I know you know where I'm going with this. So Queen, if you would jump in for just one quick second, and then I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Well. I do not know what it means when you say move on, because that is something that is almost impossible to do. When you come out and you say, one, I am gay, they look at you like you are a disease that they do not want. Two, I know I had a very religious grandma. And when I came out, because I got tired of living like 3-4 lives, and she told me, and my grandma loved Jesus, keep him on the main line, don't hang up. She is Jesus' homegirl, and Jesus is her homeboy. And my grandma told me, you going to hell. She told me, you going to hell. And
so,
I said,
well, time out, Queen, time out. So so is there a difference when you actually say, well, like from your form, when you told her, Grandma, I like women too, but did you say, Grandma, I don't hate men, or I still deal with men, but I like women too? So, I mean, what was the conversation like? Because, it's some people just change altogether and they're strictly this way.
No, let me tell y'all. So I had a girl, my first girlfriend was a girl that looked like me. As what people say, shorty was bad, okay? High heels, making good money, doing her thing, had children, and I got tired of everybody calling her my sister, my cousin, because for one, I'm not sleeping with my sister or my cousin. So it kind of went like this. You want to hear it go. Look, y'all, that ain't my sister, that ain't my cousin, that's my girlfriend. They said, what you mean? Your best friend? No, that's my girlfriend. Like, I'm sleeping with her. And my mother looked like she's seen a ghost and all of the devils behind it. She looked like her whole heart stopped. Like I said, my brother, he got up, he left my house because I'm their only sister. And he got up, he left. You would have thought I was married to him. He said, hell no, because he wanted to holler at her. And so I said, look, if you want to holler at her, go ahead and try. But I knew what I was doing. So, and she wasn't going nowhere. So he was like, hell no, I'm getting out of here, this gay ass shit. So I said, okay, I just felt like it wasn't about being gay. You just wanted something too, brother. Calm down. My mother, I told her, look, I had children already. Be easy. She took her life back because life had left her body. And she took it back and she said, well, if you like it, I guess I'll support it. And you have to answer to God for that. And my grandmother, like I said, my grandmother is like my dad. She straight said it. You going to hell? She going to hell too. And y'all don't need to have these kids around here. And I said, well, Grandma, if I'm going to hell, I guess you're going to be the one opening up the door because you judging me. And so for about 10 years, I think my grandma stuck to that I was going to hell. Because she sat me down, she invited me to the church. I didn't want to come to church anymore because it was just like, look at her kind of deal. So we found our own church to go to, and we still look like sisters and best friends and all of that stuff. And then I went up to the pastor one day and I asked the pastor, I didn't at this point share. I said, what do you say about people who's gay and they are they love Jesus too.
We in this with hold on. You went to the pastor, and the pastor. So
pastor.
So when you went to, and they say, it's certain things you ain't supposed to ask or say to the pastor. So when you
ask the congregation.
When you go to the pastor and you looking at the pastor with a straight face.
Yes, he did. And I'm leaning in because I'm looking like, the hell did you do that for to begin with? But I get it. So King, finish with your statement because I'm about to bring the fire now because I done noticed 3 things already that was going to, bring.
Please do it.
Okay. All right. First, First, the family itself, the unit, didn't accept that.
No.
That was part of your mental degradation right there. They mentally degrade you and say, we don't accept this shit. You're going to go to hell. And that's it. Unless you reform, repent, whatever. Y'all can't see each other anymore. You can't come up in here. And guess what? You can't do this stuff around these kids.
That's right.
Okay, that's the first thing. Then y'all still hanging, y'all doing y'all thing. 10 years later, you're going to church. You found your own church to go to. You didn't go back to her church. That's the second thing. You didn't go back to the church that you said, hey, Grandma, I need to still be in tune with God. See, there it is. You wanted to go to church. Then third, you found a church, but then you took the proactive step of moving to this pastor and saying, listen, I need to ask you a question. And that's when he kind of leaned in like this. What you got going on? Okay. And you say, listen, what is your stance on me being openly gay? Wait. You did that in the pulpit. I mean, near the pulpit. What? You didn't.
In the sanctuary. Yeah.
Yeah, you just said it out in the open. You didn't have a chance to prepare.
You did not come. You did not come to the podium where they do the altar call, where they do communion at, and say, "I got."
I was on the side of it. Yeah, I was.
What?
I was on the side of it. Yeah.
She was at the altar. Yeah. Where it says, do this in remembrance of me. This is the pulpit. Yeah. This is the altar. She was standing over here near the amen section. And she said, Pastor, come here. I got something I got to tell you.
Yep.
So there was no preempt. In other words, you didn't make an appointment to see him privately. You wanted to do that in the sanctuary. Okay.
Appointments with that particular pastor was a long time. This was an urgent situation. I needed to know before I went home.
So this is what I want to know. After you ask the pastor that, listen though. After you ask him something like that, or you address that to him or her, what type of music does the Men of Music play? Is that gonna be don't, or is it gonna be?
I'll tell you what the music is. I'll tell you what it is. It is Well With My Soul. Or We fall down, but we get up. Done it. Okay? Yeah, I know where you're going, King. I know exactly where you're going.
I'm running for my life.
So in the situation, Queen, you put him in a very precarious situation like your family tried to do with you. You just reverted it and put it to the pastor's hand. You also said, well, you know, where your grandmother said, you know, I ain't here to judge you. Well, yeah, you did already. Yeah. You told me I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
So the first thing that's coming up in your mind, Queen, knowing that I'm spiritually married to you, you would say, what the hell are you judging me for? You don't know my lifestyle. You don't know what's going on with me. You ain't asked me no questions. You weren't sympathetic. You weren't empathetic. You gave me no indication that I could have this grown folks conversation with you, and you're my relative. Then your brother overreacted. Your brother overreacted because he wanted to get with this honey, knowing that you going out with her. Okay, that just kind of redefines keeping it in the family.
So so this is what I want to ask. So you know, because a lot of grandmamas won't go to you, but they'll go to the mother, which is their daughters. Who was you around when you was carrying that baby? What type of bad spirit was you around? I told your ass not to leave them damn people alone. I'm just saying. Because they really think that you don't understand what you're doing. So they go straight to your mama.
But she could not go to my mother, and she could not blame my mother because my mother and father was married before they conceived me and after they conceived me. So she didn't have that leverage. She couldn't say anything. I was born in marriage. I wasn't a bastard child.
Okay.
So but with your mom being a beautician, as well, right? So, you know, got all them old nasty heifers you doing there, having them spirits coming around that baby while you got her in your stomach. You know.
Now,
I think at that point, they already had kind of wrote me off. You know, something is wrong with you. Of course, I was demonic. And now they were looking for refuge for our children. These children are in danger. Right. They are in danger.
Right.
This not right. And look, maybe we can let them realize that you are mothers, because she had 3 children. I had 3 children. And so it was tough, you know, how we shouldn't have children. Those children should not be with us. And we just wasn't fit to be parents, pretty much.
Right. Because you weren't fit to be a parent. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You weren't fit. So see, now you're talking about after the pastor, and I'm going to go back to that for a second. You're talking about after the pastor knows, he's going to talk to the assistant pastors and ministers.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's going to talk to his officers of the church, because I have to deal with it. And then the congregational and or church hurt comes into play. Unless the pastor
and the secretary,
because that's a form of confession. That's client confidentiality. Okay, that's a form of confession. That should have been, Queen, you could have done it a little bit better and said, listen, Pastor, I need to talk to you. But you felt the need of addressing the issue right then. What he should have done or she did.
I was trying to talk to the pastor, but you had to actually get on a calendar, and that just was not sitting well with me. I see you every Sunday. I'll wait till after service. You're kind of congregating anyway after service around, and, you know, saying hey to your favorites and your big, you know, tithers. And so they all, you know, if I was part of the $100 tithing crew, they sit in the front row. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to name what church it was. He's a pretty well-known pastor, but it was like getting on his calendar. It was like you have to see him. It was probably like a month out before you even can see him. It wasn't like I can get on the calendar and I can see him within this week. So because of the mental health part of my family already told me this, the crisis pretty much that I was in. My family told me this I'm not sure if I should tell my friends I'm a stylist at this in my hometown. I'm a very well-known stylist. So you got to think about if your clients find this out, which I've had someone threaten me before I did that. Hey, I'm going to tell all your clients. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't let my clients find this out. But yet and still, I'm actually in love with this person and I'm feeling kind of like myself. And I've never felt like this before.
Right.
And not sure if it was because.
Right. I mean, see, you got multiple pressure points going on at the same time. And what that pastor should have done, and okay, he should have said, let's go talk. He should have immediately stopped what he was doing and said, one of my congregants wants to talk to me. Let's go talk, and pull you aside. Or, hey, have your family come with me. That's what he should have done instead of putting you on the day of the calendar and say, let's go talk about the scenario. And then he can find out from both parties. Now, I want to say this as a minister right now, learning to become a reverend in the future. One thing you have to do is protect people. You have to profess to them and you have to provide means, the 3 Ps. You got to profess, you got to provide, and you protect your congregation because you are literally the chief executive officer of that organization. Now, church is church, but it's still a business to a certain degree. But it doesn't belong to the pastor. It belongs to God himself. That's not the pastor's church. That's God's church. So under instruction from the 66 books, this young lady, Mary Magdalene, approached me about an issue. And Mary Magdalene was sick just like everybody else. Let me come talk to me. That's it. And you would have felt more comfortable at that point from all the pressures that you had received from family, from your business. Your girlfriend is also feeling the pressure. That pressure is applied to you daily. Everybody's feeling this shit. This shit's getting ready to boil over. And you might possibly lose clients because you come out and tell them, hey, I'm a lesbian. Some of them may feel some type of way, go someplace else. You got pressure everywhere. And he just provided the pressure relief valve that you needed to have at that moment, not a month out. That doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? But wait, one other point. Queen, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Because see, your actions are just as valid as what you had been receiving. Hey guys, hey, this is it. I want you to accept what I got going on. Wait a minute, hold up. You didn't preempt us. You didn't say, can we have a sit down? You just came in ready to, hey, this is my girlfriend, accept her.
Yeah, because I wasn't ready to have a sit down. That was like one of the most scariest things that I had to ever admit. So it was kind of one of those things. I know when I was a child, I used to do things like this when I wanted to ask my mother something. And you really, you know how you can tell your parents if you're going to get the yes or no depending on their day because you know their parent. And then sometimes I used to do this thing. I used to be like, I don't really want to ask her, but I have to ask her. So it was kind of 1, 2, 3, go. Just say it, because if I didn't say it then, the same way with the pastor, if I didn't say it then my family would never know who I was. And at this time, it had already been going on for a while to the point where they just didn't even know who I was. And so who they thought, oh gosh, it was bad. They were like, I look single, of course, because they didn't see me with a man. So if they see like a nice gentleman, they would be, oh, meet my daughter or meet my granddaughter. He's such a nice guy. And my girlfriend is standing right here on the side. So I'm like, you know, no, thank you. And I got to the point, like you said, the pimple pop. It's like, look, that's not who I am, y'all. Like, y'all keep trying to marry me off to these men and I don't want to be with them, and you disrespecting her, and then we get home and we going through, well, you could at least said told her about me, or I seen how you was looking, and so it like you said, it was pressure. So it was like, you know what? I need to let these people know who I am. And at this point, if they take me, they take me. If they don't, which they probably won't, then fuck it anyway. I don't want to live like this no more. And I wanted to be who I was, but I did not want to continue to live that double life. In the daytime, I'm somebody else. While I'm at work, I'm somebody else. Or I'm sneaking around on the phone, or I'm sneaking and, if we happen to hold hands, let hands go real quick. Or, I just got tired of being who the world pretty much was making me be. And it was mostly because of my religion. If you're supposed to be Christian, you're not supposed to do any of these things. You're not supposed to breathe a certain amount of times. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go get married, no matter. And this is the religion of my family. It was just like, I was surprised that it was even to a point when I was going to church. And I went to one church with my mother, and they said, you need to wear a skirt. I didn't want to wear a skirt. I wanted to wear a pantsuit. And it wasn't a boy pantsuit. It was just because of the whole religious sector or that denomination church that we had went to. I think it was a holiness church or something like that. And I'm looking like, this is just crazy. Like, if we have to do all of this to get to this Jesus situation, then guess what? I guess I'm not going to meet Jesus on the main line or after time, because this is just not who I am. And then it became, well, Jesus don't make people like you. So who the hell make me? Like, no.
Wait. Okay, you said a couple things, and King, help me out here, because I'm about to involve you too, brother. All right, you and I going to the church. You and I going to
Jacob
the church.
grew up in a church. He know how
no. Two kings walk in. Two kings walk in, and this is like, it looks like this boys. We dap up. We come to church, and so I go to the pastor. Hey, right. Pastor, can I get a minute? I need you to put me on the phone. No, you need to listen to me right now. That's my husband over there. Huh. See how y'all got quiet? It's a shock value. You know what I'm saying? It's a real shock value. No, let's take this scenario at home. King and I walk in. Hey, Mom, I want you to meet King Jacob. Hey, King, how you doing? You want something to drink? Sit down. You want something to eat? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they nice until they find out who you are.
Oh, here we go now. Mom, comma, space. It's my boyfriend. See?
Give me my drink back. Get his ass out of here. You get out of here too. You thirsty.
There you go.
So,
because my mom would have said that.
Listen, are we talking about 2020? Are we talking about 2021? Or are we talking about 1996?
We're talking 2021, brother. Because there's still people in this realm that cannot accept that.
It's not. Listen, 2021, they won't. They cannot accept it, and they'll hold a grudge. But 1995, they won't accept it, and they'll get their pissed until you get the hell out of their house. It's a difference.
No, there are people right now.
The old school granddad is a difference.
You know what I'm saying? They will still do that today.
Yeah.
Because traditionally they're thinking old school. They're not thinking 2021. They're thinking 1861. This can't be right. Biblically, it can't be right. It's wrong for two men or two women to be together. And you didn't even examine the person's heart. But you knew me. I'm your son. She knew you. You're her daughter.
So,
and she raised you. She knew what kind of person you are, but you just went in another direction. I mean,
like,
what?
This is bringing up so many memories. I remember, like, anytime anything could happen. We could catch a flat tire. Like, it was so bad. We could catch a flat tire. It would be, oh, you caught that flat tire because you gay. What the?
That's supposed to be your punishment.
Everything that happened that was not miracles, it was because of your sexuality. That's awful. That's awful. And it takes a person into a place where they kind of withdraw from everything.
Okay. What we gonna say?
So this is the question that people ask, though. This is the question that people ask. What happened? Who did this to you? Why did this happen to you? Why does this happen into my family? Like. The husband asking the wife, like, the wife asking the husband, be like, who did you have this child around? This can't be a child that was one of our children. Who is this in my house?
That's the $1 million question.
I'm just saying.
That is the $1 million question. What happened? What happened? Somebody touched you? You got raped?
Yeah.
What happened? Trauma had to happen.
Trying to have this around our other children. Do you want them to end up like that?
Trying to justify the reason why we flipped the script. I changed teams, Ma. I didn't want to be with a woman. I wanted to be with a man. And I felt comfortable with that. You can't dig it? Well, see, but then the initial, I want to commit suicide.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm not being accepted, man.
Yes.
I'm not being loved. I feel like no human being is going to understand in 1995 that I'm an openly gay man and they don't like it. Every corner I turn, I'm being hated by people who don't know me. I'm being hated by people who's supposed to love me. What am I going to do? Bam.
Yep. And suicide rate is so high in the homosexual, bisexual, LGBT, transgender family. Suicide rate is high. That is, and because if you can't be yourself, most people don't want to be anybody else. So what's the point of living? Mental health is extremely high, and the illness in the LGBTQ family. And it's because the one place, like I said, that you used to could go to was church. Those doors are closed. If you go in there, you're not accepted. You feel like you're not accepted. Everybody's whispering. And then my heart go out to our gay men and gay transgender family, because that's okay. If you're a gay male, the first thing is, oh, you got AIDS. You're gonna catch AIDS. It's awful how we treat other human beings just because they decide to share something that's really personal, and they entrusted your family, you entrusted the place that you worship, you entrusted your friends, people that you really thought that you can go to and talk to about any and everything, when you just go and talk to them about this one thing, and it's like it's the end of your life. And so it's like, if I can't trust the people who I love, and you're confirming what I may already think. A lot of relationships are broke up because they say, you know what, we can't be together no more. Not because I don't want to be with you, not because I don't love you, not because I'm not my happiest here. It's because the world says I'm going to hell and I'm not accepted. And if you feel like you can't love or be loved in a manner that you want to be loved, regardless if something happened to you or if nothing ever happened to you, then what is the point of living? And I too have had my battles with suicidal thoughts and things like that when I was going through. And I think I even shared, and I know I shared with King KB, that most of the time now I'm single. It's just to the point I would rather be single, because what if I don't want to be touched like this by a man? And then if I'm touched like this by a woman after we have a great time, be it intimate or not, when we get out, we both looking at each other like, well, is this right in the eyes of God? And you're never really gonna feel that sense of wholeness. And I'm sure it's a Christian that's somewhere watching us right now that's saying, the reason I'm talking like this is because Jesus don't like it. So my thing is, I pray for those people that have that closed mind, and I challenge people really to start to have a more open mind, because you're talking about people's lives at stake, where it's a matter of life and death. Just because you're not available to talk to that person, or to, like, you can save so many lives if you just be quiet, cut out the judgment, and just listen, not to judge, to learn, to be respected, and to we just need to do better.
Let me jump in on a couple of points. One, there are ministers of the gospel who care about you as a human being. It doesn't apply, because we're human beings too. And I can go as far as saying there are colleagues on the pulpit who are gay.
Yes,
there are colleagues on the pulpit who have become bishops and transgender bishops. So it is becoming more accepting. Watch what I'm getting ready to tell you. is becoming more accepting because it's now becoming the norm.
Yes.
Okay. The society we living in right now in 2021 wasn't what it was in 1995. So we have made progress, but the progress has been slow. And so many people have lost their lives because of the foolishness of another individual saying, hey, listen, I'm gay, accept me. I'm lesbian, accept me. Now, transgender. Can you imagine for someone who may have been a male or female mostly all their life, and they make a decision to change sex? And they go back and tell their family, their folks, don't get away with me. I don't want to talk to you. You weren't the person, you lied to me, blah, blah. Wait a minute. I just asked you to accept me for who I am. Me, because I'm a militant midget, I could give a damn what you think about me. That's between me and God. And what happens is I have isolated myself. No man or no woman should be an island, period.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the church has to be the church. It has to be the beacon of light. It is God's representation on earth. So if that minister ostracized you because of what you believe in, he's going to be held accountable. Because in an ordained ship, you are God's anointed vessel. God is expecting you to accept people who they are. In the last 3 years of Jesus's life, he sat with sinners. He sat with the Sadducees. He sat with the hookers. He sat with the sick and the lame, and he made them whole again. What makes you so damn different? The thing is, this is not 3,000 years ago. This is 2021, and you should respect people for who they are. If you, Jacob, or you, Queen, walk into my church or parish and says, I'm gay, welcome. There should be nothing else to be said. Welcome. Because the job of a minister or a pastor or elder or a bishop is to catch them. God cleans you. That's not my job. I can't judge you. So if you come to my church, you're openly accepted by me. You're going to deal with those elders, the older people in the church who had that mindset of 1965. That's just wrong. We don't want you here. They'll get to whispering at you. And the next thing you know, the person that I've accepted, who I'm going to bring to Christ, is now walking out the door. There's a problem. Yeah. But you tithe every week.
Well,
you gave your money every week.
Right. So since we're talking about Christ and people and accepting people who they are, so I don't know a lot about the transgender sector of this conversation. So this is what I'm gonna ask you from a spiritual end, from a ministerial end, and from a humanity end. So when a person has a sex change, right? And we all say that the Creator created us to be who He wants us to be, or in His eyes, who we should be, right? So when you change that sexual orientation, do you believe that that's a slap to God in the face, or how does that work for people?
For me,
like I'm just trying to get some clarification.
Okay.
Actually, education. That's what I'm trying to get.
Okay. God looks at your heart. Everything that we got here, there's two things that belong to God: your soul and your heart. That's it. See, it's real simple. We make it difficult. You know, it's real easy to be negative, but it's real hard to be positive. Just accept that person for who they are. See, that's between him, her, not it. I hate that term. Him, her, boy or girl, girl or boy, between that person and God. It's simple. See, for me, it's simple. You make it difficult. People out here that are listening, you make it difficult. Why do you make it difficult? Because it ain't you. If you were going through it, watch this now. If you were going through it, you'd want to be respected. You'd want to be loved. But because it ain't you, you can point this. That's not me. But then my question to you is, who the hell are you? Who are you? And you claim you're a Christian, but you're not. That's not being Christ-like. Look at the book of Acts. In the upper room, that was the birth of Christianity. That's it. Christ died. See, the thing is, we executed Christ. When he walked in, when he came in on the donkey on Sunday, hallelujah, Hosanna. By Friday, he was executed. Because that's how fickle we are.
Hosanna.
We're fickle beings.
That's right. Blessed be the rock.
About you
That's right.
Who you are. Yeah. We go by the degree and the pedigree. If I don't have a PhD, I can't talk to a PhD. That's the biggest bunch of bull I ever heard in my life. Because most PhDs I know got a whole lot of book sense, but they ain't got no common sense. See, it's all common sense. And some people have said common sense ain't common.
Not a damn lick of common sense. Not a damn lick of common sense.
Common sense not common because everybody don't have it.
I walk into church like this.
Oh.
And watch what I'm getting ready to do now. This is the symbol of being a monk. A Gregorian monk. A Gregorian monk. If you know of the group called Enigma, they did Gregorian chant. Okay, they isolated themselves and they became servants of God, like a nun. Their service is to God, but they didn't stay in that monastery. They went out there in the field and they talked to people according to Matthew 28, the Great Commission. Go tell the world that I exist, but you will be persecuted on my behalf.
Yes.
So if you're a true Christian in your heart, Jacob, in your heart, but your exterior says something opposite to what you were born. Okay. David said it best, create in me a clean heart. Oh God. And
that's right. Exactly that knows no ill. That knows no ill. That's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because a person changes their gender does not make them an evil person. Does not make them a bad person.
It does not mean that their soul is changed.
Right.
You can change everything out here. That soul remains the same.
That's what it is. If I said to Queen,
you can't give your heart a sex change. You can't go inside and say, you know what, this is a boy heart. I'm going to make it now a girl heart. Your heart and your soul, they're unchangeable.
All three of us are close. Queen, I come to you first and say, you know what, I want to go through a sex change. I want to be a woman. What's the first thing you're going to say to me?
When are we going?
You understand what I'm saying?
How can I support you?
Jacob, I come to you, man. Listen, I got something I gotta tell you. What's up, dog? Man, I really got something important to you. Man, what's up, KB? What's happening, man? Talk to me. What's going on? Why are you looking all depressed? Man, I want a sex change, man. I want to be a woman. What's the first thing you're gonna say, dude? But we were boys, though.
That make you happy, and that's what you want to do? No, because you know, I don't know internally what's going on with you, so that's not my place. You know what I mean? Right. And I don't know externally what you've been through, so that's not my place.
Right.
You know,
and it still doesn't change who you are.
Are you sure?
Yeah, are you sure? Because you can't go back.
That's what you want to do?
Yes.
And
yes,
you say
I'm
yes.
Sure.
And I'm gonna say prayer. I'm gonna say prayers and blessings. That's it. Prayers and blessings. That's it. That's not up to me, man. That's not up to me at all. You know what I mean?
Now,
I'm not gonna be the one.
Each one of us
each one of us
comes from families that got old school values.
Oh yeah.
We're not 15 years old.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Everybody here is above the age of 30.
Right.
We have family members that think if my son or daughter came to me, boy, you know, I'll put you back in. I'll take you out like I brought you in. Oh no, you can't. Yeah. I'm your son, and you're going to accept what I got to say. And if y'all noticed, though, that the young people now are very much stronger than we were when we were kids, well, we might have been afraid to say, oh, they bold now. Oh, they bold. I'm going to tell you how I feel. So the parents now of these young people, they got to face the reality. The question will be brought up. The question will be asked. or the statement will be made, Mom, Dad, I'm gay, I'm lesbian, ain't nothing you can do about it. Bye. See, they bold like that. They bold. They real bold, and they'll tell you in a minute, yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, I'm lesbian. Yeah, I'm going through a sex change. Now what? Now what? And oh, no, not God will accept me. The universe will accept me. See, things change since
with that being said, now that can go a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
In my eyes, from the type of father I grew up with, I don't think there's a lot of hard-nosed fathers out there now. Like, I grew up with fathers that'll kick your ass in anywhere. Church, the damn grocery store, the playground, fuck you up right now, on site.
On site.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. On site.
Yeah.
And you knew not to call a woman out her name. It's certain things that you knew not to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because whether you was 2 or you was 22, your pops will still slap the shit out you. Point blank, period.
Oh yeah. That's
and
it.
So I really think that's what we're missing. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
a mother shouldn't have to discipline a son like that, man.
I think parents are not.
I think in my family, the mothers are the ones who check you on demand. The fathers are more. In my family, the fathers are more easier to talk to. I mean, even my granddad. My granddad was so much easier to talk to than my grandmother. I mean, we know how far to go with the males, but the problems, you don't want the problems from the women. In my family, the women are the ones that they're crazy. But I think it's the women, I guess, was so crazy that the men would really spend time trying to calm them down and say, look, chill out. You know, I got this. We could talk about this. So I guess it really depends on the family dynamic. But the women in my family, it's like, I think we'll all go to the men first and talk to the men, because you got more chance of living past the moment than the women. The women, you just don't even want those problems in your life.
But you said your grandmother.
I'm gonna say this.
My grandmother was the one that did not take it. My grandfather actually never even said anything about my sexuality. He heard about it. He never said anything about it. He loved me the same. He was supportive of everything. He never said you was going this way or that way. If we ever went to him and asked him for help, support, it was always okay, sure. It was more so my grandmother who was the one that just kind of shut down, and and it got so bad where I just had told some of my friends, like, she don't accept you, especially if it was clear that you was gay. She's not gonna accept you when she see you. And she was the type, not only won't she accept you, she's gonna tell you in your face, and you don't know what a person is going through before they walk upon you. So it's my thing is, as being that in that leadership position in church, she was on the choir, she did community work, she did everything, and she was loved. But you already knew that pretty much if you don't come to her in a fashion where you look like that you're prepared to get ready to go to heaven, then she's not going to be open. It wasn't until she was on her deathbed where she finally has said that I accept you for who you are, no matter what you are. And it was right before her transition. And so that meant a lot to me at that point. But hell, it had already been years, of her saying, this is unacceptable. And I always wanted to please her. I love her. I look up to her. And I admire her. But on her deathbed is when she said, you know what, I love you. I'm not the one that should be judging. And she even told me eventually why she hated it. She said because she was battling with some of her own sexual orientations. And she never really got a chance to act on it. And she thought, that it was demonic. So that's why she was never really supportive of it, because of things that she couldn't act on as being a woman. And I was surprised to hear that from her, because I would have never in my life thought that she even had halfway of attraction to any other woman. And she said it was a woman when she was younger, one time in her life, that she did have some attraction to. And because she could not, act on it, then she hated that. And in turn, it made her hate the whole subject of homosexuality.
So if we were talking about the mental health issue here. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, King.
So let me ask you this right here. And I just want to be clear about this. So when a person is openly about who they are and their sexual orientation, so if you know a person or a family member, this is what they believe your whole life and your entire life. So do you not try to meet them where they at to really coexist and explain to them what's really going on with you? Or do you just want them to accept it? Because that's something that you have to coach baby steps, but I know a lot of openly people don't want to talk with their family and they run away from it like they track stars. But really, it's like a two-way street. Both parties got to coexist with one another to really understand the significance of it. And so a lot of times, I feel like it's both parties. It's the person that's open about it, and it's the family member that you just throwing it on. And it's like, whoo, like, damn, where did this come from? And so, how do people get past that? Or how do they take them baby steps to understand? Or do they tell one of their sisters and brothers that they're cool with and they ease it into their sibling first? And then when you go sit down and talk to your mom or dad or your grandparents, you got that sibling, because that sibling you have coached each other 6 months prior, and they can break it down to the other family members as you can't break it down to them.
Right.
I had two brothers. I had two brothers. It wasn't going down. One of my brothers, he refused to talk about it. The other one, not accepting it. So it wasn't going down. I'm the only girl. Most of the time, all her conversations, it starts with the daughter. It ends with the daughter. So for me, nope, it was no sitting down with your siblings. It was, you are my little sister. This cannot happen. This shouldn't happen. And then the other one said, we're not talking about it. We're not talking about that.
So even if you forced the hand and said, we're going to have a discussion.
No.
When you forced the hand and said, if you forced the hand, based on what was given and knowing your personality, if you forced the hand at that, they still were adamant about not discussing it, or we're not going to have this?
No, they left because of my personality. I mean, they know if they sit there, we're gonna have a conversation. So they get up and they leave out the door, and they kept leaving until the conversation disappeared.
Wow. That's tremendous mental pressure right there. And people have breaking points.
Yes, it is.
People have boiling points and they have breaking points. And breaking points usually starts with the family. Normally, if you have a sibling that you're close with and say, I need to tell you something, I know we tight, I don't want this to separate us because I know how mom and dad is going to feel when I tell them this. Can you keep a secret for a minute? Yeah, what you got going on, bro? What you got going on, sis? I'm lesbian, I'm gay. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to say it to them. Please don't leave me. Yeah, I'm asking you to please understand and work with me. Sometimes that just breaks the ice, but it doesn't happen in your case. So now you try to seek solace in the person that you have a relationship with. They understand. Then you try to go to outside persons that in the community, they understand. LBGTQ, they understand. Now
yes, and luckily in Maryland, where I lived at the time, they have their own community. So ultimately, that's where I would end up spending most of my time at.
Yeah, because you felt accepted, you felt loved.
So
but then you want to take it, because you grew up in the church, you want to take it to the spiritual element, thinking, okay, this is the final frontier here. I need to break it down. And then you're ostracized in the church. What do?
Yep.
You rebel back to where you're comfortable with. You know what I mean?
And then eventually leave the church altogether.
Right. Because human beings do a thing called swarming. You ever gone to a party? People who normally know each other stick together in clumps and groups. But you got one or two people in that room that'll work that whole room because they can recognize personalities. We clump together. That's what happens. Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, A and me, C and me, A and me, Zion. No, we don't believe in same-sex marriage. No, we don't believe in transgender, yeah. But your first job is to help save souls. Come on, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
are you going to be hypocritical or are you going to help somebody?
Right.
You know, you're
you
going to be
cannot believe in it, and that don't mean that you can't help somebody or save somebody's soul. Your belief is your belief. That doesn't mean, yeah, like, I don't believe in people should kill one another, but because he's been in prison for killing, don't mean I won't like him or write him a letter of recommendation to get a job so he can get on his feet as a productive citizen in American society. It's the same difference to me, you know. And so when it comes to that, it's always the question: I love my sister or I love my brother, but if you love them, some people is never going to accept their mate. Be like, yeah, I love my sister, I love my brother, but they'll tell you straight blatantly, I don't fuck with their girlfriend, I don't fuck with their boyfriend. I could give a fuck about what happened to them. But this is the one that's taking care of you know who you love. So therefore, you know, you got to create some type of balance. So if you don't create that balance, that's gonna cause that wedge between you and your sibling. So
yeah,
where's the balance come in right there? So how can you create that balance? Like, so do the sibling or the daughter or the son try to create that balance and try to go over and beyond to reach the parent or to reach the sibling? How does that work?
most of the time it does not work. It comes down to where you're forced to make a choice. You're forced to make a choice. Them or your partner.
Wow. So really, you don't have a choice, but you're forced to make a choice.
Yes.
And see, another pressure point for you. I can't talk to nobody. Nobody's listening. I'm going to abandon my family, and I'm going to be with this person that loves me. Now, there's more pressure there because you two got to make it work based on societal standards.
And let's talk about when the mental health starts to arrive. And now you don't have family support or your worship place support. And in my case, it was a lot of mental health, especially with the identity crisis and things like that. We were both raised in church, and she ended up suffering with depression. She ended up turning into, taking depression pills and then sometimes wanting to commit suicide and drinking alcohol behind it, jumping in the car, going to drive. And now you sitting here trying to turn into from a spouse to a mental health professional. And now your mental health is impacted. And then there is when the children do need that family support or outside support, because I do believe that the children should not be around those kinds of things. But then when you do entrust your children around some things, people begin to have a conversation with your children, like, you shouldn't be living there. That's why they're going through this. You don't deserve that. So now you got issues, and the children, they're embarrassed because they heard somebody say something about their parent, or, they heard somebody. So it gets, like, the mental health, it gets bad. And like I said, the substance abuse start to trickle inside of there. And then it's just a big old combustion. And it all comes from a lack or no support because you choose to live this particular lifestyle. And again, sure as the saint, some way of saying that's how you're going to hell.
Well, I think for the most part, we're barbaric. We're Neanderthals. We don't give a damn about your own self-interest. That's all you care about. You don't care about you care about your ends. You don't care about nobody else. But see, you will be held accountable because God is watching. He's watching. He's watching every move that we make, whether it's personal, professional, whatever. You can't run from him. You can't hide from him. Right. You can hide behind wherever you're hiding. But eventually the truth is going to come out about you. So the easy way to do it is to be upfront. But basically, we're barbaric. We're basically cannibals. We like the carnage. We'll eat that up all day.
Yeah.
But if somebody, the untimely death of an individual affects a lot of people. We've had a lot of shootings lately. Do we know that the person that shot that person was going through the same stuff we're talking about right now? Then you got on top of COVID, Afghanistan, Haiti, all these other factors, loss of a job, can't pay my rent, can't feed my babies, and people snap just like that. Do we know that they may have been going through the same thing that we're talking about tonight, and they snap? They either kill themselves or they kill a bunch of people in the process, or they go to their job and they wipe out everybody because they had a bad moment. They had a bad day.
Yes.
And all they were trying to do was talk to somebody, so they turned demonic. And somebody will say, the devil got a hold of that person. Yes. The devil made them do that. No, you made them do it. You didn't want to talk to anybody. You didn't want to have a conversation. And yes, audience, I'm talking to you. You didn't want to have a conversation and care about the needs of another individual. Who do you blame? You should blame yourself.
So
look at you first.
Yes. So this is my question from another standpoint of view. Do the openly gay person understand, especially if it's a male? Okay, we're gonna take it from the sports point of view. It's a male. His daddy coached him from the time he was 6 to the time he graduated high school. His dad was a high school football coach. He went to college and played ball. So he comes back a year, after he just didn't make pro. He comes back a year and he tells his father that he's a openly gay black male masculine athlete. So we're gonna look at the standpoint of view and how it's gonna break that father, like break him.
Yeah.
Like so, where's the counterbalance in that? And if it's breaking the father, it's putting a wedge between him and the wife, because the wife is saying it's your son, love him regardless, and the father really can't have the thought of looking his son in the eye at that particular time. It's gonna take some time. I done seen it take some years before, bro. Yeah. I done seen it take 2-3 years for real. You know what I mean? Because you just can't throw that on somebody like that. So, it's baby steps on each end. So the openly gay person has took the baby steps to get the nerve to tell them, because it's been going on for quite some years. But now when you throw it on your dad or your uncles or your brother or whoever it may be, like as a male sibling, a male father, your uncle, your granddad, people like that, even your best friend, never knew.
Yeah.
How do you think they are supposed to feel?
Queen?
That's the question people never ask.
They never asked that question. Was that question
I just think that it's unfortunate, but it's true that the males do not, and especially if you're an athlete, the males do not have not nearly the same support as the females when it comes to LGBTQ or openly gay, as being your choice. The males do. I would love to see a world where it's equal support, even if we feel like we don't have enough support as being a female. But the males back then and even now, they do not and probably will never have the same leverage as a woman who is openly gay or bisexual or trans.
Wow. So it makes you wonder why we commit suicide. Makes you wonder why we separate ourselves from people. Makes you wonder why we don't bother with nobody and we leave people alone. And even when you leave people alone, somebody out there is gonna mess with you. They gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, like I've known gay men to be murdered for just because they're gay. I've known gay men, their lives are in danger just because they choose. And if they're openly gay, their lives are in danger at a higher rate than the female.
Wow.
But see, some are okay. When we say openly, you know it all the time. Now, I'm gonna tell you now, we're gonna talk about Atlanta, Georgia right here, and this is gonna step on some people's toes. And just a disclaimer, I have no problem with a male doing what they want to do. You know, I have no problem with a female doing what they want to do. You know, as long as you respect me, I'm gonna respect you, and that's all it is. But listen, man, don't be LL in the daytime and RuPaul at night, man. Keep it real with yourself. You know what I mean? Keep it motherfucking real with yourself. Don't be LL in the daytime and RuPaul at night. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Real talk.
But what's wrong with that?
Shit, you keep it always funky. Listen,
But
bro. Hey, listen. Listen, man, I do not want to be in passing where this dude is looking like Shaquille O'Neal, and I'd be like, "What's up, dog?" He'd be like, "I can't call it." What the hell?
Wait, man.
Come on, man.
King,
like, keep
King,
it real.
You're missing the point.
Keep it real with
missing the
yourself,
point.
man.
Bruh, that's completely
I'm not,
opposite
man.
to what
I'm not,
we're talking about. It's completely opposite to what we're talking about. You're talking about giving somebody support, saying, "Yo, what's up, dog?" And I, you know, whatever. And you, really, man,
Hey, man.
Danny and RuPaul at night. Seriously, you gonna ask that
Hey, bro,
question?
this is Atlanta, Georgia we talk about.
You know, but I mean, at least one thing I would say about ATL, I'm gonna say if you want to be a gay man and you want to be LL in the daytime and Shakira at night, you're more safer going to Atlanta probably than you are anywhere.
Right.
Atlanta have phenomenal support for the LGBTQ family, transgender family. And I mean, I love Atlanta. It's one of my favorite places to go. But when it comes to like this lifestyle, I mean, hey, Atlanta, I just say if you are a straight man, you probably don't want to hang out in Atlanta a lot because the brothers, sisters, him, them, whatever they want to, say who they are, they look good. They look good. I mean, they look good either way. When I went to Atlanta, to be quite honest, I didn't know if I was gay or straight or take a straight man or a gay man because they look damn good. They look good as a man. They look goddamn good as a woman. So with that being said, like Atlanta is so diverse, so much respect when it comes to that city. It is amazing. And I feel like if you are a gay man or you want to try it or whatever, definitely go to Atlanta. You have support there. You're always gonna have support there. And Jacob, you just not welcome. Like you just should not come to Atlanta because it is acceptable there. It's almost expected. It's almost expected. I mean,
I'm just saying, man.
To be honest, and no pun intended to Atlanta. To be honest, when I'm in Atlanta, I don't know which one of the men are gay because they all look good.
Well, okay. This is not the crying game, guys.
And we're gonna have all the conversation that's happening. That's what I've been talking about.
Listen, if I heterosexual male and I go down to Atlanta,
they all look good. I don't know what you is. I just know. I don't know if it's in the water. I don't know if it's in the food that you eat. Even when I go to Atlanta, I look different. Like Atlanta just pull out just greatness out of you. And it's amazing. As soon as you get to the city, you're like, oh no, I am in hot Atlanta. It got to be hot, period. It is something in the air about Atlanta. It makes you become who you are supposed to be at 1,000 degrees. I don't think it's the energy there. Atlanta is for everybody. I love it.
King, we gotta pray every day, brother. King, you got to pray every day in Atlanta, man, because you don't know what you're
Yeah,
going to come.
you better come right.
You better.
And
at
like you
least
said,
3-4
you might be
times a
walking
day.
and he might look like this, and you know, you be like, hey, and then look at Mike Tyson. Why? And nobody's saying nothing about him. Like, what is Mike Tyson? He looks like a strong man. He will knock you out. But when he opened his mouth, it puts you at like, oh my God. It's, I don't know.
That we
can't even compare that. My voice is stronger than Mike Tyson, so
that's not a good comparison.
That is a great comparison.
I thought it was funny.
Mike Tyson, this big man. You like, what's up, Mike? And then he say, what's up? The fuck? Like, I know a lot of trans
Mike got a high pitch voice.
Mike Tyson got some vocals. Like, he's almost sound like Michelle A. Like, what the fuck?
It's just like this, just like a lot of your favorite rappers got some high pitched vocals, same shit. You know what I mean?
And then, y'all, before we close out, and since we on this subject, I wasn't even gonna comment on it. I wasn't gonna give social media any of my energy as it concerned is, but it came back to me yesterday after I tried to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Is it Lil Nas X?
Oh my God, Lord have mercy, boy.
Yeah.
Jesus, poison, really poison.
Yeah.
Can somebody explain?
Listen, I'm afraid I don't have a
gay? Is he not gay? Is he a woman? What happened?
Listen, what you mean? What happened?
I don't know. I know he said he was going to take that horse to the Old Town Road and he was going to ride till he can't ride no more. And he rode it and he pregnant. Is he a he? Is she a what the hell? That's a whole nother level. They said he had the baby. They said he gave himself a baby shower.
Yeah, he gave himself a baby shower. That was.
I should be
Did you see
you.
the new pictures? You see the new pictures? Like he got baby shower pictures.
Yeah, baby shower pictures.
I don't listen to that dude. I don't look at nothing of him on social media. He is.
I wasn't looking at him. They keep finding me. I wasn't looking at him. He keep finding me. I even logged off. The first time I seen it, I didn't get on social media the whole day. I logged off. I said I wasn't having this conversation. I wasn't gonna repost it because I don't have no leg to stand on. But is Lil Nas a boy or girl? Is that picture Photoshop? Is he pregnant? Is it a baby? What the?
I don't know. Hell? The jury is out on that one. I don't know. I really don't. I looked at the pictures.
Say is
who's the baby father?
What the hell are you talking? Something is really wrong with you, man. Something is really wrong with you. Something is really wrong with you.
No, I really want to know. Like, I mean, we doing support.
Listen, man.
Who's the baby father?
I want to know. I just want to know. I just really want to know. Like,
there's something wrong with you, Queen.
No, like, if he pregnant, he gotta have a baby father.
Fix it.
Yeah.
You know, man. We had a really, really, really good interview today. Queen want to go all left. Don't want to come back right. She just want to go all the way left.
I'm an advocate for LGBTQ and trans. I just want to know. Who is the baby father? And
well, I mean, I think that would be a question that you ask the LBGTQ community, because I don't think that the straight community would know nothing about that.
But none of us know. His baby father might be straight. Her baby father is he her? I don't know. Jacob, maybe you should have got an invite to the baby shower. You should have. You're the one. You're the entertainment guy. They should have invited you to the baby shower. because I want to know, you know, like is it a boy or girl? Next thing, we'll have a gender reveal party.
There's good entertainment and there's demonic entertainment. Nah, I pass.
That's not demonic.
That's really demonic.
That's not demonic. We just said we support this.
Okay. If I can
all right, and then here's the minister. So yeah, let's cool us back down. I really had concerns. I thought they was valid.
Listen, Chantel. I've been around your setting of people before. Nothing wrong with them. Cool. Nothing wrong with them.
Lil Nas.
This dude, Lil
Nas.
Nas.
Nothing wrong with Lil Nas. We just don't. I don't know if it's a.
This fucker has went too far. This fucker has went too far.
So is it a baby in his stomach? Is it really a baby in his stomach? Like his stomach looks really big.
Why are you asking me these rhetorical questions? How the hell would I know?
Wanna know? Okay, well, I tried to get it out there, and so I just want to know, maybe on your future shows, like your entertainment shows, we can see like who's Lil Nas' baby father. Is it a boy or girl? How can we support? You know,
I don't think. Actually, Chantel, I'll be honest with you. The entertainers I have on my show, I don't think that's something they want to discuss. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Well, then where did he get support from in the industry? Where is his support? Or her? It can't be a him because boys don't have babies. Where's her support?
I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't know. I can't tell you.
You stuttering? Okay.
Okay. I don't know. I can't support that cat. I can't support that, man. That's
Wait.
You can't support that is the reason why people tell you you're not getting entry. People tell you it's a lot of stuff why people tell their children don't get in the industry.
King, you can't support him, King. You can't support him. Period.
Nah, bro.
You're adamant about that.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do that, bro. I can't support that, bro.
I just wanted to know now.
It's not even a he. We can't call a pregnant person a he.
Okay. Boy, Queen, boy, you all the way left.
Queen you are all the way left.
Queen you all the way left tonight. She all the way left tonight, man.
Yeah. She went on the road.
I'm just trying to find out, but
yeah. So
I have great concern. I really do. I have great concern. I have great concern.
This really lets me know, Queen, that you probably need to be in the industry. Yes.
Well,
yes.
I would buy a baby shower gift. I would buy a gift. I would polish nails. I would be an advocate, perhaps. I mean, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
The baby shower pictures were beautiful, though. I like the baby shower. The baby shower pictures were better than a maternity picture. So I'm just waiting to see the delivery.
Well, I think it's time. Pastor, I think it's time for us to close out. I think that we've heard enough. I think we have heard enough. And I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. The Death Show.
This is a great show.
Part 2, the mental health edition. And there is such thing as too much wine. So stay tuned for more important messages.
I didn't even have wine tonight.
I just don't believe it. You've been drinking something. What
y'all didn't
remains to be seen. But
I didn't have any wine tonight. I said, you know what? I'm already tired. No need in drinking wine and going to sleep in the middle of the show. So I didn't have any wine. We turned all the way up.
But
My spirit was turned up. I tried to get like a whole congregation going for Lil Nas and a baby. Nobody wants to do that. So I guess KB will take us out with a prayer. And in the morning, I think they're going to be praying for me some more, maybe. But
yes, they are.
I wanted to know. I just wanted to know.
Hey, KB, you know, as the old people say, you can tell when them babies get sleepy. They talking outside their neck.
I'm not talking about the side of my neck. I mean, since we was on like the platform for like LGBTQ trans, I'm not even sure if Nas is like trans or it really wasn't a boy, or I don't even know. Like, but I'll find out one day. Maybe we'll have him on your show. You know, we'll find him and bring him on.
Well, Chantel, I kind of doubt that.
You're not gonna bring him on the show?
What?
You're not gonna bring him on the show?
Entertainers can come to your show.
No.
No? Why?
Why not?
No.
Because the queen
only
is gonna
certain
want to be
things
there.
come to my show, man.
No, that's discrimination.
All media is not good media. It's really not. That's my choice.
You don't have anything up there with a disclaimer saying good media only.
I don't.
And if I made it to the show, I know Lord Nas can make it to the show.
Well, how about we just let you interview him?
Oh, child, I will find him. I'm going to ask him all kinds of questions. The first one is, who's the baby for? But I just want to know.
Right.
Well,
I need to come in and
for those that want to send tithes and offering to the Just Us show, for those who want to send tithes and offering to the Just Us show, Queen, you need to have this new prayer line, and please bless her with some tithes. Because she's did a bit much tonight,
And do you remember my name? My minister name was Minister Ratchet and Righteous. You already know that congregation still is alive. We can bring it right on back. Especially now we got Minister KB up here. We can bring Minister Ratchet and Righteous right on back and get the whole congregation going. Lord Nas is welcome into this congregation.
Well, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. It's always a pleasure.
Thank
the most
you.
controversial topic on the planet. And always with the Just Us show, you'll never know what you hear, and you'll never who will go left or right, or maybe they'll just stay in the middle. But until next time, man, peace, blessings.
Hey, can Minister take us out? Can Minister take us out with a word so we can close this out clean and secure?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Father God, in the name of your Son, God, we have talked about your kingdom tonight. We have talked about your people. We have discussed what is going on in your realm. And we only ask, oh God, that as your heart is open, that the hearts and the minds of those that are listening, those that have put the program together, those that are facilitating, that their hearts and minds are open as well. We have lots of work to do when it comes to human condition, but with divine intervention. And we thank you for this opportunity to come together, and thank you for our listening audience. Thank you for the opportunity that has been provided. And in the name of your Son, let us all say amen.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Peace, blessing.
Peace, good night.
And soul.
And love and hair grease.
Good night. Y'all have a good one.